Yes, team, and welcome back to the channel. So we are currently 3 days out from my second bodybuilding show, which is going to be the Two Bros MK Classic on Saturday. And I'm just going to take you through a full day of eating for myself. It is a rest day. Today is going to be absolutely carnage. So I'm very pleased that it has fallen on a rest day, because it's Wednesday today. Tomorrow, obviously, it's going to be Thursday. I've got to travel up to Rotherham, which is like a four and a half hour drive. But with that, there's obviously going to be stops to go for a piss and to eat a meal, for example. So it's probably going to take me 5 hours to get up there. And I'll be going straight to Ultraflex Gym, training, getting my upper pump session done, in-person posing session with Case, and then go to Tesco, check into the Airbnb, chill out that Thursday night, just catch up with client work. And then Friday, we've got to register, we've got to do the tan. So yeah, tomorrow's going to be carnage. Today's going to be carnage, because what I want to do is I want to wake up tomorrow morning with a big bulk of Thursday check-ins already done. So it's a heavy check-in day today for the Wednesday check-ins, but I'm also going to be getting ahead of tomorrow's check-ins as well. I've got my haircut at 9 o'clock this morning. I've got a couple of calls this evening. Got to film this YouTube, start editing this YouTube, pack my bag for tomorrow. And it's not just a case of packing clothes. It's like packing absolutely everything, like scales, clothes for the weekend, you know, food, absolutely everything. Like the car will be absolutely rammed tonight, ready to go tomorrow. So it's going to be a busy one, but going to try and keep stress as low as I can. I've done a big bulk of the Wednesday check-ins so far. So, like I said, because it's a rest day, it's going to be good, because I'm not going to be out of the house for like 2.5 hours, traveling to the gym, traveling back, training, all of that sort of jazz. So I took photos this morning to send over to Ben. So I'll attach them on the screen. We were weighing this morning. Let's have a look. We were weighing this morning at 88.9 kilo. So 88.9 kilo on the scale this morning. We were potentially going to run a light load today, but we're not going to run a light load. We're just going to stick to non-training day food. And then tomorrow we are going to be loading. So it is going to be more food from tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to. Because today's going to be hard. But with how busy that I'm going to be today, I'm not really going to be thinking about food. So it is what it is. We get it done. We dig. We've got a busy day. But we find solutions, not excuses. But that is the first batch of check-ins done so far. And we're going to go in to meal one. And meal one is going to be the classic 100 grams of mushrooms that is in the pan, ready to go. And we've got 2 eggs to go with this meal as well. So I'll attach a photo of this meal, the finished product. But I actually don't mind it. It sounds boring. It's just eggs. Let me turn it on. It's just eggs, mushrooms and salt. But when you're as hungry as I am, anything can taste absolutely unreal. So cream of rice is in the fridge, ready to go for meal 2. But I'm going to have this, do a few more check-ins, head for my haircut, and then we crack on with the day again. Busy one, guys, but let's get it boxed off. Meal 1 going down. Probably doesn't look the most appetizing meal. It is just the eggs and mushrooms. And if you guys have watched my eating videos before, you will know my go-to sauce, Tabasco Sriracha. So I'm going to put 10 grams of this on this meal. We're going to dig into this. It'll probably take me about 30 seconds to eat. And then we get back into check-ins. So that is the eggs, and I was going to say eggs and bagel. I wish it was eggs and bagel. That is the eggs and mushrooms devoured. And now what we're going to do is we're going to have our morning vitamins. So what I do, all my vitamins in a mug, and then I will simply just whack these back on the head. job done. Nice and easy. Easiest way to take vitamins, just stick them all in a mug, get them down in a 1 hour. But what we've also got as well is 6 litres of water to go in daily. And the easiest way to just get 6 litres in is, this is a 1.5 litre bottle, and I'll just drink 4 of these a day. You know, it's currently 20 to 8 and the first one is almost done. So 4.5 litres left to go, which is a piece of piss, to be fair. Especially when you're hungry, just drinking fluid is just naturally a lot easier, because you tend to drink more just to keep you nice and satiated. So I'm going to wash the dishes, back into check-ins, and then we go for our haircut. So we're absolutely flying with work this morning, guys. Powering through the check-ins and getting everything all prepped and ready. So what I always say is routine yields success, right? Like, today's going to be a mad busy day for myself, but everything's noted down. I live by that to-do list, and I've got a thing with scribbling off tasks. So as I'm powering through work, it's just great to see that tasks are getting marked off. And the next task to get marked off is getting my hair cut. So we're on the way to Dan's now. Get me looking handsome again so I can stop wearing a hat. Like, what's that all about? Can't be going on stage looking like this. But I need a shave tonight, so I'll get Ola to help me with that, like the back of my legs and shit. So shave tonight. We'll do that after my last call. We've got to exfoliate like fuck again, which I've been doing all week, to be fair. But it's like the little things, like pluck my eyebrows, full body shave, exfoliate. I'll shave my face tomorrow, even though there's nothing on my face. But I'll shave my face tomorrow. Just to make sure that we're looking the best that we can, you know. But first of all, let's get this haircut done. Let's get trimmed up nice and ready. Feeling good, feeling hungry. But when we go back, we've got our next meal, which I'm fucking buzzing for. My favourite meal, guys. And once again, if you've been watching these YouTube videos, you'll know exactly what it is. Cream of rice, but hardly any of it. But yeah, I'll catch up with Dan now, get my hair cut, and I'll pick you guys back up when I'm looking handsome again. Now we are talking, guys. That is much, much better. So haircut done. Went into spa, picked up my my girlfriend a nice Boost bar. I know that she really likes these, so I thought, right, I'll treat her, because she is an absolute gem in terms of managing my emotions as I do these bodybuilding shows. Without her, I'd be pretty fucked, I think. But we're gonna go back now. We're gonna go back to the house. Oh, let me just get you there. We're gonna go back to the house. 10 o'clock at the minute. I'll probably push, because it's a non-training day, food is slightly lower. I'll probably push my second meal back a little bit. Usually I normally eat around this time, but I'll go back, do a handful of check-ins, and then we'll get into my next meal. So yeah, I'll bring you guys, well, I'll show you guys that next meal. But first of all, let's get some more check-ins done. Let's get some more work done. Let's get some more work done, and then we'll tuck into my next meal. We're powering through some work and check-ins at the minute, and I thought I'd have my second coffee of the day. I'm actually limiting my caffeine intake at the minute, so I'm only having 2 coffees per day. And also, I'm not using sweeteners, which is a bit of a nightmare, because I do like sweeteners in my coffee. If I was in my off season, I would have some sugar-free caramel as well. Now, don't get me wrong, sweeteners and sugar-free caramel, it's not going to have an impact on fat loss. But for me, what I was finding is, if I was having sweeteners, I was getting a little bit bloated, because I use 2 sweeteners. And if I'm having 2 coffees a day and 2 sweeteners, there's 4 sweeteners. And I was just finding that after a coffee, my stomach would just be a little bit bloated. So we've just got straight black coffee. But I tell you what I can't wait for is when this prep is done, to have a nice coffee. Not that this isn't nice, don't get me wrong, but a coffee that is like sugar-free caramel, you know, cappuccino. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. But we've got another 2.5 weeks for that. After my last show in the morning, when I do drive back from Coventry, we'll definitely be popping into Costa. Cafe Nero, I actually love as well. But we'll definitely pop into a Costa and be getting a nice coffee, which will taste absolutely unreal, seeing as I haven't had one in fucking months. But yeah, we're just going to power through some more check-ins now. I am definitely pushing my second meal back. I'm sat here starving, hence why I'm going to have another coffee. But then we're going to get ahead of tomorrow's check-ins. I've got 10k steps to box off today. We're at 2,904 at the minute, so I'll walk after every meal, and I'll just be picking up a lot of steps anyway today, just from like packing bags and all that shit as well. But steps were at 12k on Monday and Tuesday, and I shit you not, the impact that 12k steps has on my legs is nuts. You know, at the minute I'm doing 10. 10 is fine if I push it to 12, because Ben wanted me doing 12 on Monday and Tuesday to just to shift a little bit of water. My legs were feeling it. Like I'd wake up in the morning walking down the stairs and my calves would be like cramped up. Horrible. So 10k steps today will be a treat rather than 12k. But I have my coffee, power on with some more work, and I'll catch you guys for meal 2. Meal number 2 going in, guys. And this meal is by far my favourite meal. Whenever I have cream of rice, guys, I'm like a crackhead when it comes to it. I'm just like, oh, I just want to eat it straight away. Food focus is very high. But in this meal, we have 80 grams of cream of rice, 125 grams of frozen berries, 45 grams of whey as a drip on top, 10 grams of honey, and 15 grams of almond butter, with also 2 grams of pink salt in this meal as well. So what I will do is I'll stick on a podcast, I'll have this meal, I'll eat it, I'll take my time with it, and then I will prep my not my next meal, I'll prep my last meal, because this bowl will be free, and you'll see what that meal is later on. But let me know as well, guys, if any of you who are dieting have the same weird obsession as what I do, because since I've got back to the UK, I've eaten every single one of my meals with the exact same spoon. So I use a little teaspoon, this little teaspoon here, and we've got about 15 teaspoons in the cupboard, but I will always use the exact same one. I don't know why, it's a little bit of a habit. I like that spoon. So yeah, I use the exact same spoon for every meal. But we're going to tuck into this, guys, get into check-ins, get into work, pack my clothes for tomorrow. I've just noted down a list of everything that I need to take, clothes-wise, so I'll get my bag ready. And we'll also do a 10-minute walk after this meal just to help aid in digestion as well. But I'm starving. Let's tuck in. It is time for meal 3. And in this meal, we have 190 grams. My hands look stinking as well, by the way. That isn't dirt. That is tan that I need to wash off. That is absolutely awful. Jesus. But 190 grams of raw weight chicken, 50 grams of uncooked jasmine rice, and 100 grams of veg. And what we also have is 2 grams of salt going in on this meal, because I've got to be very meticulous with my salt and fluid. So fluid is at 6 litres of water per day. And then sodium, we have 2 grams of pink salt on every meal as well. So if you want to weigh your salt and you want to be accurate, get these little scales, because they do it to the point. There's 1.45. Then we have 2.05. That will do. That will do. And what I like to do is I put my salt on my food before I bang it in the microwave. I bang in the microwave for 5 minutes so it's piping hot, so it takes a little bit longer to eat. And then I don't mix the food around. I like to have the salt at the top because I absolutely love the taste of salt. So we'll bang this in the microwave, and then we'll have this meal, exact same protocol with my other meals, where I'll stick a little YouTube video on, something to do with training, nutrition, bodybuilding, just because it helps build up my education as I'm eating as well. And then we get into the next block of check-ins before we get into our evening calls. So work's flying. When I know that I've got a shit ton to do, which is near enough every day, I'm just super productive because my to-do list is absolutely rammed. So I don't want to sit around doing nothing because I'll end up working till 11, 12 o'clock tonight. But food is prepped for today. My final meal is in the fridge, ready to have tonight. I've also packed all my clothes for the weekend. So the Friday, the Friday, the Saturday, the Sunday. So all that is done. So my list of things that I need to take is just coming down and down and down. It's just little things then, like tripod, food scales, body weight scales, camera, all these things then that will just be like an end of the day job / tomorrow morning. And it'll just be like the final bits to stick in the van. Stick in the car. I'm taking my old man's car tomorrow, which will be very handy because it's a lot more comfortable to drive, especially when you're driving 5 hours. So let's have this meal, back into work, and then I'll catch you guys probably for my next meal. I don't want to show you too much like the work stuff, just because I want this to be like mainly to do with like a full day of eating. But what I will show you is how much shit I've got packed so far. So if I show you out here, so far we have my clothes for the weekend that I need to put into a bag. I've got my posing shorts. So these are the ones that I did wear on Saturday, but I'm going for the blue pair this weekend. So going for the blue pair, but I'm taking these just in case. The last thing I want is for like something to happen to these ones, and then I'd be pretty fucked. But I've also ordered new shorts for my last show as well, because I want to wear new shorts with every show that I do. And then what we have here is what we've got packed so far. So we got vitamins. I bought some bands for backstage just because in the PCA ones they were pretty shit. We've got some more water. We've got tea bags, cream of rice, and whey protein in there. And then we've got my food stuff here. So squares bars, jasmine rice, hot sauce, seasoning, honey. And then what will also need to go in there is my prep food for tomorrow. So ice packs are in the fridge. I need to prep my food later for tomorrow, and then bang them in the fridge ready so I can just pop them straight in that cool bag tomorrow then. So yeah, we're on top of everything, guys. We're on top of everything. Things are being managed very well. Tell you what though, flies, Jesus Christ, flies in the UK are fucking massive. They are like jacked up flies on steroids. It's nuts. Because obviously we've had the door open, and then me cooking a lot in the day, you know, you get these flies coming in and shit. They're fucking huge. A lot bigger than the flies in Dubai anyway. But yeah, let's have this meal. Let's crack on with some work. Just having a look at my to-do list now. And there's a shit ton to do. But we are on track. We're on track, and that's the main thing. So let's have this next meal because I am feeling rather ravenous at the minute. Meal number 4 about to go down, and I almost forgot to record this, to be fair. I started editing this YouTube video and I was like, shit, I haven't recorded meal 4, and then I just realised that I put it in the microwave. But this meal, I'll take a photo of it because I haven't filmed it before. I can show you it here actually. This meal is going to be the exact same as what my previous meal was. And I'm having this one slightly early, to be fair, because I got a call at 4 o'clock. So this meal is going to consist of 170 chicken, 50 grams of rice, and then 100 grams of veg. So let me pop you on top of the microwave because I like to have my food piping hot. So I think it just dribbled everywhere. Right, let's stick it here. Right then, so next meal going up. We have, let me just move you down, bosh, chicken, veg, and rice with Tabasco sriracha. So 2 grams of salt in this meal as well that I always put on before I microwave it. We're going to dig into this. Work is fucking flying today. We're on a mission. That's the thing. When I'm hungry, I just work to take my mind off things. So we're ahead of, well, all Wednesday check-ins are done. I got my next call at 4 o'clock now, so in 45 minutes, which will give me time to eat this meal, go for a 10-minute walk to help it digest. We'll have the call, and then I need a shave, guys. I need a veet. I need to veet the back of my legs, because when I shave the back of my legs, like my hamstrings, I rash like fuck. So I'll get the missus to veet the back of my legs, and then I'll have a full body shave, exfoliate. There's that task done, and then we'll do more of the Thursday check-ins. Just there's not as much to do tomorrow before I do go, and then we get into my final meal, which I'm buzzing for. It's in the fridge, eyeing me up every time I open it. So before this meal starts to go cold, I'm going to have this, and I'm going to enjoy it. And a nice 10-minute walk afterwards to help it digest.
Mark, are you going to the meeting tonight?
Yeah, awesome, thank you.
What's up, Mark?
Appreciate it, thank you. Nice meeting you.
So that is another client welcomed to the team this afternoon. And I've just come, if you're wondering why I don't have my top on, it's because I've just come on the walking pad. I could feel myself on the call getting absolutely boiling, to be fair. For some reason it gets warm out here, like in the conservatory at like 3-4 o'clock. But anyway, he's joined the team, you know, and what was interesting to me is, like, I asked him, like, why do you feel as if like now's the perfect time for you? And he said it's because he's just recently had a newborn, you know, wants to be fit and healthy for his kid, you know. And he also touched on the fact that he's feeling lethargic, feeling low on energy, you know. And that's the thing, like, getting in shape isn't just for the visuals, you know. For him it's like, yeah, it's the visual, but it's how he shows up day to day, his energy in work, his energy around his kids. You know, he doesn't want to be getting home from work and just being slumped over because his diet is shit and his training just isn't really there, you know. So he wants the accountability, he wants the plan, and he essentially just wants someone to take the thinking work away from him so he can just execute and get the result he wants physically, but more so from like a lifestyle standpoint as well. So very excited to have him onboarded over the next couple of days. Obviously I'm traveling up to Rotherham tomorrow, which will be like a 5-hour drive, so he's going to get his Q&A done tonight, and then I'll start working on his programming when I get to the Airbnb tomorrow, have him onboarded with all of his programming assigned by Friday morning latest. So no slowing down, no slowing down. Call, well, we had the call, Q&A form sent over. We'll have him onboarded within 48 hours, just so that we hit the ground running nice and quickly. But we've got 13k steps to do, and I've also got to have a full body shave. So what I'm doing is I'm going to do did I say 13k steps to do? 1,300 steps to do, not 13k, Jesus. 1,300 steps to do, but I want to get like near enough them all done before I shave my body, because after I shave, you know, I'll be showering, I'll be exfoliating, moisturizing. I don't want to be coming down and thinking, shit, I got a load of steps to do. I'd rather just sit behind the laptop knowing that my steps are done, counting down until I have my final meal. So that's going to be the plan. Reply to client WhatsApps now, go upstairs, get all of put some Veet all over the back of my legs, shower, get the rest of the hair off, and yeah, we get back into evening block of work. Like I said, guys, it's a busy day, but it's needed to be done, so we wake up tomorrow with low stress. We're nice and fresh now. That is the eyebrows done by the missus. She shaved my back, Veeted the back of my legs, and I've just done a full body shave just to freshen up as well. And I've actually got the majority of the tan off my hands as well, which I'm happy with. All to get it back on my hands on Friday. But to be totally honest with you guys, I actually love having the fake tan on. I think it's absolutely fucking sick. But what I'm going to do, I'm not going to have my final meal just yet, but just because there's still a fair bit to do tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cap this YouTube video off here so I can focus on like the client work and then start editing this YouTube video. I can put the camera away, charge it for tomorrow. But I thought I'll give a recap on what my final meal is going to be as well. So as we can see, food is prepped for tomorrow. We got my 3 meals there, but the meal that I'm going to be having tonight is going to be cream of rice and also 60 grams of whey as a drip, and then some caramel nibbles and some Maltesers. I wish. But the final meal, I'll let you guys know what this final meal is. I'll also break down what the total calorie and macro breakdown is. So let me pop you up there. So the final meal is going to be 100 grams of cream of rice, 125 grams of berries, 60 grams of whey, 40 grams of almond butter, 40 grams, that's why I love a rest day, and then 2 grams of pink salt. And also what I'll do is I'll put a sprinkle of cinnamon on top as well. So I'll put a photo on the screen of how this meal is looking, because when I make this meal and I put in all my toppings, I'm just going to want to dive straight into it anyway. But not until another 50 minutes, which is going to be torture. So that is going to be my final meal, and then that will cap the day off at 3,632 calories, 180 grams of protein. No, it's not that one. That was for tomorrow that I was looking at. 3,600 calories. We're at 2,500 calories. So 2,570 calories, 218 grams of protein, 290 gram of carb, and 60 grams of dietary fat. What I started off reading out was actually tomorrow's high day, which will be 3,600, as we're going to start filling up ready for the show. So that is going to be a wrap on today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed, just taking you through a little bit of what I'm eating in a day. It's funny because like these YouTube videos where I'm filming just in the house, you'll probably just see me either in the gym or in this conservatory here, which is basically where I live. I got my walking pad set up there with the tripod. Where is the tripod? Yeah, tripod is there with the tripod. So I literally cook my food there, eat my food here, work, do my steps there. And if I go out to the house, it's either for a haircut, taking the missus to Costa, or going to the gym. So very repetitive, but it's what I love to do. Routine yields success, guys. So live in your conservatory, hammer workout, and stay locked in. That's how you get shredded. But thank you for watching, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one, which will probably be the travel up tomorrow and like one day out. And then the next one after that will be show day number 2. So let's fucking get it, and let's get top 3 on Saturday.